Looking elevated doesn't have to mean spending a fortune. This fall, I'll show you budget-friendly fall outfits that look polished, intentional, and far more expensive than they are. With just a few smart styling tricks, your everyday pieces can feel completely transformed, especially the final look. The monochrome formula. One of the simplest tricks to achieving that quiet luxury feel is monochrome dressing. Wearing a single shade from head to toe, especially in neutrals, gives the impression of effort, even when the pieces themselves are incredibly simple. An all-cream outfit, for example, instantly reads elevated. A chunky knit sweater paired with wide-leg trousers in the same ivory tone, cinched at the waist with a sleek faux leather belt, is the kind of outfit that looks like it came from a European showroom, even if the total cost is under $90. Add in a sleek low bun and a structured tote, and the entire look transforms. The key is sticking to texture and tone, not labels. You could be wearing pieces from H&M and no one would know, because it's the way the outfit is styled that carries the message. Here's where the fun begins. Mixing different fabrics in the same color family makes the outfit feel layered without actually layering. Think ribbed knit with smooth crepe, or wool with faux leather. The variation creates visual interest while keeping the whole look cohesive. And don't worry if your shades don't match perfectly. Slight variations like eggshell, oat, and ivory add dimension. Even your accessories can play into this. Try nude-toned mules, pearl earrings, or a beige scrunchie for that refined, all-in look. It's minimalism, but with personality. And that truly is the sweet spot of fall dressing. Clean, clever, and a little bit clever girl coded. Tailored, not trendy. Nothing polishes an outfit quite like tailoring. Even if you're wearing denim or something thrifted, adding a tailored layer immediately elevates the entire ensemble. Just think of a simple fitted turtleneck in black, paired with straight leg jeans. Alone, that's a casual look at best. But the moment you add a structured blazer, preferably a slightly oversized one with sharp shoulders and clean lapels, it shifts into something that feels far more refined. With a classic loafer and a belt, it's creative director energy. Without it, it's quick trip to the grocery. Fit is crucial here. Even a budget blazer will look 10 times more expensive if it fits perfectly in the shoulders and hits just right at the sleeves. And if it doesn't, don't be afraid of a little tailoring tape or your local alteration shop. It's worth the small investment. What truly seals the deal, though, are the finishing touches. Push the sleeves up just slightly to show your watch or bracelets. It gives that effortless, nonchalant vibe that looks anything but accidental. Choose darker washes for your denim, but no distressing, please. And make sure your belt has a subtle, polished buckle. Keep the neckline clean, no bulky scarves or loud prints, and opt for dainty gold hoops or a low bun if you want to lean into that understated elegance. It's all about subtle power. You walk into a room in this outfit, and people just assume you know what you're doing, whether you're heading to a client pitch or pretending to read in a chic cafe. The layered look. Fall layering is another area where people often trip up, assuming that more volume equals more style. But expensive-looking fall fashion is all about subtlety and layers. Instead of piling on thick, bulky pieces, aim for thinner layers with contrast and texture. A ribbed mock neck top paired with a faux suede midi skirt and topped with a lightweight trench coat creates a long, clean silhouette. The trench gives just enough structure, the skirt adds softness, and the overall effect is fluid but refined. With sleek ankle boots and a neutral bag, this look feels quietly powerful. Replace the trench with a slouchy cardigan or bulky jacket, though, and the whole thing collapses into something shapeless. That's the difference a single styling swap can make. Another trick, play with hemlines. Let the skirt peek out just below the trench. It adds that extra bit of dimension and makes the whole outfit feel thoughtfully layered, not thrown together. I also love adding a scarf that's lightweight and tonal, something in soft wool or modal that drapes rather than bunches. And if you want to really lean into that rich girl aesthetic, wear sheer tights and heeled ankle boots in the same color as your skirt. It elongates the silhouette and creates that smooth, unbroken line. When layering is done right, it doesn't just keep you warm, it tells a story. One that sounds like, yes, I definitely spent the weekend browsing small galleries and sipping tea with a view. Mini capsule combo. If you're feeling overwhelmed by fall fashion trends, don't worry. You don't need 100 pieces to build a polished wardrobe, just a dozen smart ones. Think of your closet like a capsule wardrobe. It doesn't need to be minimalist, but it should be cohesive. A few classic staples, like a black turtleneck, a cream knit, an oversized button-down, straight-leg denim, a tailored trouser, and a versatile coat can give you endless combinations. Throw in a midi dress, a skirt with texture, loafers or boots, and a bag with structure, and you're set. These pieces don't need to be expensive because they just need to speak the same style language. I've found so many of mine on sale racks and outlet shops, and if you keep the palette neutral, you'll find it shockingly easy to rotate them across weeks without anyone noticing your repeating pieces. What really makes this formula work is styling with intention. Tuck the knit into your skirt and add a belt for shape. Drape the coat over your shoulders instead of wearing it. Half button the shirt and roll the cuffs. These are tiny choices that make a big difference. A capsule wardrobe isn't about being limited, it's about being strategic. Once you know what silhouettes and fabrics flatter you most, shopping becomes less of a guessing game and more like editing a gallery. And the beauty of it? You always look put together, even on the days you barely made it out of bed before your third coffee. Soft meets structured. Let's talk about the magic of texture. Rich-looking outfits always play with texture in thoughtful ways. A cable knit sweater worn with a satin midi skirt, for instance, creates a delicious contrast between cozy and sleek. When you move, the textures interact. The knit softens the shimmer, and the satin elevates the knit. It's a styling trick that costs very little but reads like editorial styling. Add a faux croc mini bag or a structured belt, and your look becomes even more dynamic. What's not working anymore? Outfits that rely on just one texture throughout, especially if that texture looks cheap. So be selective. Choose one special texture, like faux leather, boucle, or brushed wool, and build the rest of the outfit around it in simpler, matte materials. Even a casual outfit can feel expensive when the texture mix is on point. Imagine pairing a ribbed long-sleeve top with pleated twill trousers, then throwing on a fluffy faux fur jacket. Suddenly, you've turned running errands into off-duty model in Soho. And the best part? It doesn't take designer labels to get there. Just attention to detail and a little courage to mix things up. The quiet color code? Color can make or break an outfit. Expensive-looking wardrobes lean heavily on neutrals, but that doesn't mean you can't have color. It just needs to be intentional. Deep navy paired with camel or soft beige, instant polish, oxblood or forest green as a pop-through accessories. Perfection. The key is avoiding bright, clashing tones that compete with each other. When your colors look harmonious, your outfit feels composed, and that's what we're really going for. Try pairing a navy blouse with camel trousers and a brown belt, and you've suddenly stepped into timeless territory. Everything about the palette feels curated and mature, even if the top costs $13 and the trousers were found on sale. It's not about being boring, it's about being strategic. A palette of creams, taupes, grays, blacks, and muted jewel tones creates endless mix and match potential. You can stretch a small wardrobe much further when the tones don't fight. And if you do crave color, try it in a scarf, a burgundy loafer, or a dusty blue cardigan. Small doses go a long way and still let the neutrals take center stage. But even the most beautifully coordinated outfit can fall flat if you skip this next part, because nothing looks luxe if the details aren't right. Details that elevate. Small styling tweaks are where transformation really happens. These are the free or nearly free changes that can make a massive difference. First, mind your buttons. Swapping out shiny plastic buttons for matte or tortoiseshell versions can instantly upgrade the look of a blouse or coat. It takes 10 minutes and costs very little. Next, always steam or iron your clothes. Wrinkled fabric, no matter how expensive, never looks elegant. On the other hand, a pressed shirt from a discount rack suddenly feels upscale when it's crisp and tucked in cleanly. Speaking of tucking, don't underestimate the power of a perfect half tuck or French tuck. It adds shape, defines the waist, and gives off that styled but not overdone aesthetic. And finally, consider your accessories. Structured bags, understated jewelry, clean-lined sunglasses. These are the small details that quietly elevate your whole outfit. Even how you roll your sleeves matters. A precise, deliberate cuff, not just pushed up fabric, gives you that effortless European touch. The same goes for your shoes. A quick polish or a pair of heel caps can extend the life of even the most affordable footwear. These details don't scream, they whisper, and that's exactly why they work. Who says looking expensive has to be expensive? A few smart swaps, a little texture play, and suddenly your fall wardrobe is doing all the talking. And if you're in the mood to elevate more than just your outfits, this next video is all about glowing up with that same soft, intentional touch. Trust me, you won't want to miss it.